Hello, we are back with Primo Calcio, back in the Serie A with Week 30 review. I am Michael here with Anthony. How's your weekend going?
Yo, well, it's going. It's over now. My week's begun. It's going and it's gone.
Pretty
It
big,
was a good
big
week for
stuff here.
Calcio.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it was a really good week. Yeah.
a lot of shakeups, or at least possible shakeups, and big teams playing each other. Fiorentina, Atalanta, Bologna played the kind of very scrappy Venezia. The big game was Milan, Napoli. I guess we'll go over it all now. Okay,
Maybe.
Como, Empoli.
Mm,
I predicted a Como win. I think you may have done a draw here. Can't
yes.
remember.
Yes, because this is very Serie A. Como goes and plays great against all these tough teams and
Yeah.
then stink it up against Empoli.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Empoli's defense though they got VT back, I think, and so I think they played VT, Ngolikidze, and Marianucci with Marianucci in the center, and it
nice.
has looked better with having Marianucci in there. So having both VT and him back, that'd be good. I think if they get Smiley back, VT, Smiley, and Marianucci will tighten that defense up really, really quickly. So
Yeah, the weak link's definitely the Georgian guy, but it's been really good seeing Marianucci become have
yeah,
such a major impact.
yeah,
That's
he's
really
already
good for
been
the
linked
future of Calcio. Yep.
with what Napoli, right? Or is he already
Oh, he's
signed?
signed with yeah, yeah,
Oh,
he's signed
done.
with them, yeah.
Awesome.
That's done.
That's cool. All
Mhm.
right, so 1-1 there. So Como's, I guess, ascension kind of stops with the weaker teams. Bologna, big game against Venezia. Venezia's a team who kind
Yeah,
of scraps against a lot of bigger teams, and Bologna needed to win. They're in a pretty heated top four battle. They pulled it off just barely. A really good goal from Orsolini. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Orsolini stepped up a lot this season, man. He
he
has.
has.
And I'm
Yeah,
very surprised that Bologna, and they came close a couple times. But in games like this is where you see the sloppy Italiano, and they were good. They were good. I mean, maybe they got a little bit lucky. I mean, they
yeah.
Venezia should have put a couple away, but
Venezia had their
it's a
chances,
clean
that's for
sheet.
sure. Yeah, Venezia
Yeah.
had their chances. I didn't think Bologna played great.
Nope.
Very, very tight game. I'll say it's a bit surprising that Orsolini wasn't called to the national team over a couple other characters who
Yeah.
were called. But who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Well, I mean, it's not really on form because if it was on form, I mean, just Kamutsu's not even the best defender on his team right now. I like Kamutsu; he's got a lot more upside, but Ranieri's been the best defender on Fiorentina all season, and he's not old; he's like 25, so it's not. I don't think he's calling people based on form, really.
No, yeah, yeah. Because like, why would Daniel Maldini, who doesn't even play for Atalanta, get called up? But I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I guess he's got his guys.
he does.
All right. First game to kind of delve into a little bit is Juve versus Genoa. Tudor's first game at the helm of Juve, a 1-0 win, which I guess you can consider is very typically Juve, just a close win, but kind of trying to lock it down defensively. But they did have some threat here. I'll start with my take, and then you kind of go and can extrapolate wherever you will from here. I thought that the lineup was pretty good. Besides Kelly, I don't think he really should be playing anymore. I do think he had to give Coop a chance, especially in that kind of more like attacking midfield role, since he can run like what is like a 3-4-2-1. I like that he put Yildiz in that spot. I think it allowed him some time to shine, but I think you got to put. I would even rather see Concius out there than Coop Miners. I think he just got to bench him for a bit and start other people, or even Gonzalez. Just something has to kind of give a little bit there. So I think he was close on the lineup. Maybe could have put Nico up top rather than Coop Miners and put Weah out on the right side. And I just don't want to see Kelly anymore. So that's just my take.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on the lineup completely. I don't know why Coop Miners is starting. I really don't. It's obvious that he's just not cut out for it. I always stand by the argument, and this was my argument at the beginning of the season. Never wanted him here. I don't think he's good enough on his best day. I really don't. Everyone else has to be. In order for him to be effective, the entire team needs to be doing. Needs to be flowing,
Yeah, he's a
and he's
luxury
never a
piece.
guy. Yeah, he's win more. He doesn't make you better. That's what he is. Um, yeah, Kelly is absolute trash. I don't know why he's not even in the squad, but he is. Gotti's broken fibula, I guess, so he's out for the season. So we're going to see a lot of Kelly. But this is the right formation. We
Awesome.
saw it at the end of the season last year with Montero and Yildiz and Chiesa and Fagioli had excellent games that day, and it really suited Yildiz there. He played, like I said, really well. So it was good to see him get back in that spot. It takes a lot of pressure off you when you're in that kind of position. So yeah, he was the best player on the day. I mean, similar problems though. It's lack of class in the final third, sketchy decision making in the back three. You're going to expect that. We just don't have very good players. But I like the formation. I thought it was, Genoa is an organized team. They're not a high goal scoring threat.
Right.
So it's a good matchup for us for a game one. They're not a super risky team to play against. And it went well. I think he did a good job in his opening on his debut. And I'll take 1-0 wins all day long.
Yeah.
My favorite scoreline. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt to lose Gatti.
Oh yeah, big time.
I
Our other
mean,
three guys are really, really bad.
running Kalulu, Vega, and Kelly, that's
That's
rough.
Three Musketeers,
Yeah.
Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Not Three Musketeers. Three
Yeah,
Stooges.
of those three, Vegas probably the best, but I mean he's pretty
Mhm.
new. It's not, and he's not gonna have any like actual cohesion with the other two defenders. So that's gonna be pretty rough back there. I do think
Yeah,
that
Vega.
Locatelli and Thuram is the obvious two-man choice for the mid. Glad he just no one's about it. That's just who he plays done.
Yeah, I think Vegas is definitely the best after Gatti, but he's also way over aggressive
Hmm.
and very very accident prone when it comes to marking people.
Yeah.
There's no good defenders anymore, and certainly not on Juventus. But yeah, the midfield, yeah, Locatelli, Thuram's the only way. We don't have another option really. I mean, spending all that money there and we just don't have a better option. It's pretty sad.
Yeah,
But
I'm curious to see how this goes now afterwards. I mean,
mhm.
we'll see how good of a coach Tudor is if he's gonna have to play that defense and still get tight score lines. If he does, that's pretty dang good for just being a good like defensive solidarity coach. If he actually gets good results in low scoring games with back three of Kalulu, Vega, and Kelly, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, for the first half of the season, really up until let's be honest, there was a tipping point when it all fell apart. I mean, there was an organized team at the very least that played good defense, not because we had good players, but because we played with 10 men playing defense. Um, we can always do that.
Yeah,
Any team can do that.
yeah.
It's getting
There
that
should be
one
enough
goal,
quality
and
going
we got
forward.
it today.
I
Yeah,
mean, there should be
exactly. I
enough. You
mean,
got Vlahovic, Kolomani, Yildiz. I mean, that's enough. Wea has been popping in with some stuff. I'm sure Gonzalez and Conceição can contribute here and there. So I mean, you got enough going forward. I guess you should be okay.
yeah, it's just when they play the low, when teams are going to play at low block, we do struggle, and because we just don't
Yeah.
have the class, the quality to overcome it. But
Yeah, you
it was
don't
good.
have a guy
I like.
like Paulo Dybala who could break that down.
No, no kidding, huh? You
Wonder,
don't say.
wonder what they would do. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, you don't
they
say.
had him already. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. I mean, anything else about that? Because I mean, really, it's just about evaluating Tudor. I don't think you can really tell too much in one game. I do like that it was 1-0 and no goals were conceded on their part. I think that's as we talk about a lot. New manager, first thing you need to do, make sure the defense is solid, so that's good for game one. I mean, do you think going forward, if Tudor does really well at the end of the season, does he stay or does Juve still look at other options like Conte, like Gasperini, like Mancini, or do they say, you know what, you got us in the top four. We won most of the games. It was a really good performance. You've played at Juve. Okay, you're staying. What do you think's gonna happen? Like if he has a
I mean,
really good performance, I don't mean perfect, but really good. What would happen?
yeah, I mean, I think we say this a lot on this cast. I mean, there's a lot of bad and to average coaches out there, and I think he's an average coach, but he's got the right mentality for Juve. 'Cause he's a Juve guy that's great and everything. I don't think he's a great coach, but if you can't get a guy like Conte, you might as well just keep him. I don't. We'll see how serious Mancini is about returning to, coming out of retirement. Typically we'd be taking a guy out of retirement essentially.
Yeah. I mean, what was
Who's
he
the
doing
other
in
one?
Saudi? Yeah,
Pioli.
exactly.
Yeah, Pioli, Saudi Arabia. I mean, these are guys who are retired. So I don't really consider those amazing options. Maybe they're a step up, but I don't really think so. At that point, I'd rather just if Tudor does well, then we'd rather keep him.
Yeah, if he
But
does well and you can't get Conte, right, and
yeah,
defensively he looks solid, you probably stay with him, right?
you just stick with him. It could blow up in your face, but so could any of those other guys. They're not a guarantee. I don't really buy into the whole oh, he knows he's a Juventus guy. He has Grinta. I mean, like I said, a Grimace isn't Grinta. I really don't care about all that. It only makes a difference when it's already going well. Like Conte did well. He's a Juventus guy. That's okay. If Tudor does well, then yeah, he's a Juventus guy. Right now, Tudor had a good first game. If he can finish up the season, I really appreciate his service. I prefer to get a guy like Conte and tell Tudor thank you. You can be an assistant if you like, but that's about it. If not, we keep him and let him keep coaching the team. I don't see how he's much worse than any other options.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. If you can't get like the ultimate coach for you, but then I mean, as long as he does
Yeah.
well, that is. If he does terrible, you got to switch him anyways.
Well,
But
yeah. That was the assumption.
yeah,
He does well. Yeah.
we'll see what happens in the next 8 games. But I would say it's a promising start because it wasn't some
Yeah.
like pretty win, which is not what I want to see. I want to see Juve just grinding out wins, just playing solid, and that's if they can do that, this would be a good end of the season.
If you want a show, go to the circus.
Great. Yeah, wow, that's
That's
what a great
that,
line. Yeah.
that's an
Mm,
Allegri quote there.
that's
I love it.
that's a real knee slapper there.
That's an Allegri quote. I like it. It's
Right. All right,
one of
let's
my favorite
move
things he ever
forward.
did.
Yeah, Allegri was cool, man. Allegri was cool.
Yeah,
He gets so much hate, but it's a really
he
good
did.
coach. I don't know.
Well, that's just
I
because we
don't
got a
have
lot of
any hatred towards
hipsters that.
Allegri.
Yeah,
Allegri's
it's because
cool.
you got a lot of people that watch, that hear things on TV and they regurgitate them like their own opinion.
Yeah, because
Next month,
he's not a modern coach. No, he
yeah,
plays ugly football. Well, who cares?
they're just parroting things I've heard. Next month they'll read Gordon Wood and act like it's their opinion too.
Right, next we have Lecce Roma. Another one I think very similar to, I mean, Bologna, Juve, Roma, all of them are kind of in the hunt for this top four spot, and they all had very similar games. Tight wins, pulled it out when it mattered. Roma's was pretty dang close. The start of the game was domination, and they should have scored like 2, 3 goals in the first few minutes, and then after that they did nothing for the rest of the game. And a super late goal from Dogbek, 80th minute, really good goal as well. Very crafty play from him too. So. Yeah, they pulled it off, and Roma continues the hunt, and they're still in it for sure.
Nothing I love more than a 1-0 victory. It's very Serie A, and there's been a few of them this week. So I enjoyed this week of games more than most.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, it was good. Where's Roma at? Roma's at sixth place right now. They're at 52 points.
Yeah,
They're only four
right
points
behind
off
Juventus, man.
of Bologna. Yeah, they have 3 points off of Juve, 4 points off Bologna. They're tied with Lazio, so both Roman teams are tied at 52. I mean, we'll do like a table recap at the very end just to show kind of how tight this all is, but they're well within it, and it's every single game now is going to matter. So these weeks, I'm probably gonna be watching more games than uh,
Yeah,
than I
it's
was.
getting pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that matter now. But yeah, I think once again, Ranieri's team looked at least pretty solid. Yeah, there were some chances, of course, but they look good overall. Lineups wise, um, I don't know. Cristante is not doing it for me. He made some mistakes as well. He just doesn't seem as good. Um, I don't know. I'm not
That's
sold on
really
him.
it. I
I've
mean,
never been sold on him. I think he's a good backup. That's
yeah,
about it.
yeah. I don't know. I I don't know why he still plays. I
Yeah,
really don't. They have other options. It's not
they
like they're
do.
starved for options.
No, I mean he has some skills, but when you put him at that crucial D mid role, the mistakes can be pretty huge. Something else I'll say is I really want to see Baldanzi get more minutes now that Dybala is out. I think he's the other guy who actually has that ability. Him and Sule kind of have that ability to create and craft. And I just want to see him get more minutes. He was subbed out in the 72nd minute. I just think he needs more time than roughly 20 minutes of game time, especially now. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a massive Pellegrini fan. I think he always flatters to deceive. He'll play a couple games where he looks like a world beater, and then 10 in a row where he looks terrible and is invisible. So I would say give Baldanzi some time from the start and see what happens. But I mean, Ranieri's going to do his thing. He's been doing great, so I can't really go against him. But I do want to see Baldanzi get more play.
Yeah, it's hard to critique Ranieri. I mean, he's not a perfect coach by any means, but this has been one of his best seasons he's ever had as a coach, truly.
Yeah.
And he hasn't lost since December. But yeah, I agree with both of those assessments. And Cristante and Pellegrini have other options that are playing well. Pisili
Yeah,
and
you got Pisili, you got Baldanzi. Why
Baldanzi.
not?
Yeah, and you're playing Lecce. Like you're gonna have the measure of play here. Like let's go.
Right, and it's
You
not
know.
like these guys are like questionable, and their other people who are starting over them are excellent. Cristante is not excellent. He's been worse than Basile this year. Basile's actually been pretty good. Pellegrini is hit or miss, and Baldanzi's probably been similar. So you're not losing anything at the very least. So that's what I want to see going forward. I think he's eventually gonna go back to like the typical midfield too of Paredes and then bringing on Basile. But who knows? But either way,
Yeah.
I do want to see Baldanzi get more minutes. That's kind of my big point with Roma here.
I mean, Kone's been a stud all year, so I
Yep,
mean,
yeah, you can't move him.
yeah, it's arguably signing of the season. So
Yeah, Kone's been great. So yeah, he needs to stay. It's really just that other spot that kind of gets rotated, and that's okay. But I think it's really should
yeah,
be a rotation between Paredes and Basili.
I agree.
Cagliari and Monza, I just thought they were finally going to
Ooh,
pull together a win, and they did not at all. They got smoked 3-0. So and it wasn't close.
this is the most surprising game of all, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cagliari
I didn't
just
expect a
dominates.
smoking. Yeah, yeah, I didn't expect that. Yeah, yeah.
They're pretty safe
Oh,
now. They're 6 points clear of the drop
yeah,
from Empoli, and I mean, and 6 points, is not a lot up at the top of the table or mid table, but on the bottom end, getting 6 points is pretty dang big. So they're pretty safe right now. So that was a
yeah.
pretty huge win. That's their first win in the past 5 games. So good.
Well, yeah, wins are harder to come by at the bottom of the table, so
Oh,
yeah,
big
that's why it's
time.
further away. Yeah,
Yeah, big result there. Monza still hoping that they can pull something off, but they're definitely going down this season.
yeah.
Um, Massive both title implications and top four. Fiorentina Atalanta. I think this game essentially ended Atalanta's chance at a title. They were only 6 points back, so they could have continued their run. They could have stayed pace at least. And Fiorentina, vice versa, were in the top four hunt, and they risked kind of dropping out of it if they lost this game. So now they stay in the hunt, and Atalanta loses 1-0. Fiorentina, the Primo Calcio team of the season, Moise Kean with a great solo goal. All him from the start.
That was beautiful. I mean, I think these two teams are, on traveling in opposite directions. I think Atalanta's maybe stewing after basically failing to achieve all their goals this year. I don't think they're gonna come out with any hardware. So I think the players know it. Gasperini's out the door. I think they're just kind of losing motivation, falling apart. They don't
Yeah.
take any pride in finishing third place. I can't really blame them for that. It's not exactly something I'd be excited to do either, especially when you had higher expectations. But I think that's kind of happened then. And then Fiorentina's really settling into this 3-5-2.
Yes. That's the
And they've
talking
got
point
their
here.
guys getting out there. Yeah, they got their guys now.
Yeah, Goodmanson's healthy. He's looking better. He's not fully there yet, but he's getting better and better. Keane is fully back. He's banging in goals again because he had a little bit of a rough patch, about a month ago, but he's doing really well now again. Looking awesome. I think playing for the Nazionale gave him a confidence boost too because he looked really good for Italy. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean this is the way, right? Goodmanson, Keane for sure
Mandragora
up
looks
top.
good, baby. I mean, Mandragora's,
Mandragora is a jack of all trades, man. He's a good
that's
player.
one of our guys there. We've always liked Mandragora, so that was good that he's coming around.
He's bad at nothing. He may not be amazing at anything, but he has no weaknesses. He can defend. He can attack. He's a good team player. He can play in
Yeah,
a couple different spots. I think he's always going to be that like versatile guy. But Jolie, kind of just as we called it, the second he went across, it's going to take him about 2 to 3 games, and he will be the out and out midfield starter, and he already is.
yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
Mondraga to fill in the gaps, and then you're just rotating that other spot between Cataldi, Oddly, and Richardson. That's it. I mean, I think
I
they pretty much got it.
I like what they're doing.
Yeah,
It works. It makes the most sense too for Dodo and Parisi to be in
definitely.
those spots.
Yep.
And I wish Camuzzo played. I think they're I don't know,
I
resting him
think
for some
he's
reason, but
better than Pongracic, but I think that
yeah,
once he's back, that would be my chosen lineup, and then you could just alternate that third midfielder based on the game,
yep,
and that's about it. So I like
I
it.
agree.
I like it a lot. I think this is the formation that we wanted them to play from the start.
Yeah,
I think that you can now
really
start
asking for
integrating
this.
Kolpani again. You can put him in either Goodmanson's role as a sub, or you can bring him on for like one of the center mids who, not the D mid role, one of the center mids who has freedom to attack. So I think Kolpani is
Yes,
going to find a spot now again.
I do too. I think it just suits the whole team better. It really does.
hmm Big time. I think it helps Zaniolo too because I don't think he's good alone. So I think you put him with a partner that's way better.
I mean, they made a lot of changes in January, including getting rid of all their wingers. Basically, they just dumped wingers, and it was good. It was decisive, and it took a bit to settle in. Kind of resculpting a team
Yeah.
halfway through the season, but it seems like they're settling in now, and this is good.
I like this team. Like we like their starting lineup. You go over the subs they had on the bench. Beltran is a good sub. Camuzzo is a good sub. Zaniolo, Richardson, Fulleruncho. I think all of
Yeah,
them are pretty good. Um, Terracciano on goal is fine sub. Moreno, meh. Shirandur, Oddly, both good. Martinelli and Moreno, those could be upgraded for sure. But I mean, that's a pretty good bench. Like Fiorentina,
it
because
is.
Kopani's not even on there, so he would take one of those roles too. So that's a good bench.
They're doing a good job building this team, and especially the bold decision to offload all those wingers that have been just sitting there being
Yeah.
average for so many seasons.
And getting rid of
It's really
guys like
good that
like
they
like
got rid of them.
Kwame, like they just he'd never been
Sozio,
good
Kwame,
enough.
Icone.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's they're building it with direction now. I really like it. So it's
Decisive,
just
yeah.
going to take a little bit of time. And it's a very young team with a young coach, and
This is
have
awesome.
made some massive changes halfway through the season. So
I
yeah,
want to see 1 to 2 more teams in Italy doing this. If they do this, the
yeah,
national team is going to look so much better in 2 3 years. It's crazy. This needs to be what a lot of like the kind of like mid to upper table teams start doing, and then hopefully a couple of these players start to kind of bleed into like the big teams again, and they actually take care of their own. But this is a great start. Fiorentina, I think their importance for not just Serie A but Italian football in general can't be understated. So I really hope the best for them.
yeah. I totally agree. They're doing good things, and they should be an example for a lot of people. Especially, it started out really well. Then they had a pretty big tragedy, and things got a little bit
Yeah.
discombobulated for a minute. They sorted things out. They made some key decisions in January,
Yeah.
and it's all coming together now, really, really late. So I like it though. It's good.
It's good. They got a tough run in, so we'll see what happens. But this is a great start. We move
Yeah,
into another title implication game. One of the bigger trap teams around is Udinese. So Inter versus
yeah,
Udinese didn't have as much to play for. However, Udinese is always kind of scrappy. They got a goal in the 71st minute, and then right after that, Luca almost scored again. And Inter looked shaky at the end. Like they did not look good. In like, the first half, they were like no threat from Udinese. They looked like they were just going to clean this game up, and it was going to be a boring 2 to 3-0 win, and Udinese wasn't going to have a shot in hell. However, that goal changed everything, and you do see a little bit of the frailties of Inter. However, they pulled it off. Sommer was amazing, and he hasn't had a good season in my opinion, but he really showed up and showed his class. And it's just performances like that that are going to win you a scudetto. So they're close. Something I will say is I was listening to the post match stuff, and not that I usually don't agree with the guy a lot, but the past like 3 or 4 weeks, Grella on Paramount has been pretty good, and
yeah. He's
and
been good.
yeah,
Yeah, past couple
he's
weeks.
yeah past couple he must be listed. He's probably one of the subs of Primo Calcio. I think that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I
He
think
follows
so.
this little
Well,
cast.
he was rancid at the beginning of the year, but he's really he's learned a lot. He's getting better,
Yeah, he's our biggest
and I
fan for
think
sure.
yeah, I think he's the only one that actually makes any contribution in terms of like, true analysis. So it's good, and he at least tries. So
Yes,
we were I was pretty hard on him. I think in the early parts. So we'll
really.
give him his props here.
He's
Yeah,
been good, yeah.
yeah,
But I don't know who it was, either him or somebody else who said like, actually I think it was the tall guy, Bonetti, who I don't love his takes all the time, but he was good here. He said when Shahanoglu comes off, that's something we said weeks ago. It's a different team. Like
yeah.
Aslani can't handle it. It's way too crucial of a position, and the team stops clicking. It's way too crucial of a spot, and they looked
Mhm.
a lot different. I thought that like actually once their substitute came on, when Bisek came on, when Aslani came on, it was not very good. Like, and then
Yeah, it's
when like
downgrade.
Zalewski's okay, but like Darmian puts in so much work defensively too, and he's a very smart player. In games like this, that wins you a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Inter pulled it off, but the end did not look like I expected. I actually thought Inter was going to clean it up, and it was closer than I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely was closer than. Well, who knows nowadays? In the modern Serie A, any team can win on any weekend,
Yeah,
and it doesn't necessarily take a great great performance. It's just usually a bad one. So, yeah, it's definitely a character issue for Inter if they're going to crack like that under a little bit of pressure. Udinese couldn't finish the job, but a better team
same
surely would
thing
be able to.
that we said earlier. It is the depth, and I know that like a lot of like the pundits say, or they're the deepest team. We kind of disagree. They have good depth, like a little bit, a couple people off the bench are good, but like Correa is not like he hasn't been good for years. Aslani shouldn't be on the team, in my opinion. I think he should go to
Uh,
mid table team. Bisek has never impressed me. I mean, it's not a great substitute bench in my opinion. There's a couple who make a
I
difference,
agree.
like I mean, Fratesi is usually a sub. He's an impact player. That's about all you got, making impact off the bench. So I don't know. It's
No, I agree. They that was I think we said that we've been saying that for most of the season that that's their weakness is their depth, and the problem is the players they have off the bench upset the balance because
yeah,
they're not similar to the players that they're replacing, so that also is an issue.
yeah,
But I mean they still have the most class in the league, I think without a doubt, but a lot of
definitely,
that's weighed on their starting lineup. Yeah, so
definitely. In contrast, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of oddly following things from the Udinese side this time, but their subs looked excellent, especially Pajero and Pafundi. I was just watching them play. I'm like, how are these guys not starting? They're way better than whoever Udinese had out there. Than like
yeah.
Kellenkamp and Atta, and I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like those are two dudes who should be starting. They just had like way more natural talent than the people they're playing behind. But either way, I mean, I'm not a huge Udinese fan, that's for sure. I actually think they're one of my least favorite teams. But
Mhm.
just objectively, like you can tell when somebody has skills and has ability and it's natural to them. So I kind of want to see
Are
guys
you
like that
sure?
play more.
It seems like a very unique skill to have.
Just to
It's
say if somebody's an athlete or not, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, no one could tell Heisen was any good, So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We could tell
or not
on
even our
day one,
expert.
bro. Day
Yeah,
one. Yeah, this guy's gonna be
it took about
special.
5 minutes to identify that.
Sell
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Oh, I
Idiots.
mean, a lot, like that. Who knows what June Lee's like real background is?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
guys just
Pretty
they
bad.
never, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Last thing for Inter, do you think they can win the treble? There's a lot of treble talk right now. They got Coppa Italia this week against Milan, first leg. They're still in Champions League. I mean, do you think they can win the treble?
Yeah, of course they can. Will they? Can they
Yeah.
win it? Yes.
Can
Will
you?
they?
But like, do you
Yeah.
think it's likely that they win it or
Well, I think
possible?
Serie A's down. It's having a down year, and I think the only reason it's close is because they had a rough start and because the Conte factor. But Napoli have
Yeah.
dropped so many points recently. Last month was a disaster for them. They could
Yeah.
be 6 points clear right now
Yeah.
with the amount of points they've lost in winnable games. So I mean that's their biggest title rival, and their number one title rival that doesn't want to win games. So yeah, it's Serie A is theirs for the taking.
I know.
Um, Copa, I mean, who's left? Milan and
Milan, Juve.
Empoli.
No, no, yeah.
No.
Juve's
Juve's
out.
out.
Oh, they're
They got
out.
knocked out
I
by
think is it
Empoli. Yeah, the
Bologna still
mighty
in it? It's
Empoli.
Bologna.
Yeah,
Bologna,
Bologna.
Empoli, and Milan
Well,
are the remaining
yeah.
two.
I mean, they're better than all those teams. That should be an absolutely easy win. Champions League's by far their most difficult
Yeah,
competition,
yeah.
but
They got Bayern
I mean,
Munich.
yeah, but those are all who decides to show up that day, kind of thing.
I think they can beat Bayern. Um,
Mhm.
I think they can compete with any team in the world.
Yeah,
Um, and could they beat Madrid over two legs? I don't think so. Over one leg in the final? Yeah, it's possible.
Madrid's the scariest team because who they lose the last time? Man City is a super team.
Yeah, it is a super
They,
team, and they just do have like Champions League pedigree. They just when they want to play, they play. When they don't, they don't.
yeah, so that's it's there's only one team that really scares me for Inter that I would say, that's definitely be a tough matchup. Otherwise, I think Inter
Yeah, I
can beat
mean,
any of the other teams.
Arsenal is good, Barca is good, PSG is good,
Yeah,
but I think Inter can compete with every one of them. The only one I think who's objectively a better team is Madrid, but they can compete with them.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all right, let's move on to the next game on the docket. Um, actually, do you
Great
want
game.
to? Yeah, do you want to end on this one? Because the other two aren't going to take long.
Yeah, let's end on it. Yeah, let's
All
end
right.
on it.
Verona, Parma, 0-0. Really not
I
much to
didn't watch
say
it.
there.
I didn't
I
watch it.
then I actually watched most games this week, but not that one.
Same.
Lazio Torino. I saw most of this game. This game was a bit of a drag. Lazio keeps doing this. They have a nice performance for a bit. They seem like they're gonna lock down the lead, and then they don't. And then they drop crucial points. Um, so yeah, Torino scores in the 82nd minute by Ubidas Gnedis, and that was it. I think that Torino didn't even look good all game long. Like they barely created anything, and then like the one or two shots they had, they buried, and Lazio just gets punished for it. I mean, this has been Lazio the entire season. Like
Yep.
3 points would have tied them with Juve. They're right in the hunt.
Yep.
Now they're 4 points out of fourth, which is 2 games. I don't think Lazio is getting fourth at all. They've been way too inconsistent this season, and the past few games, they've really been sputtering. They got one win in the past five. Lazio's been really out of form the past. They've probably been the most out of form team in the whole top five battle or top four battle.
Baroni, right? That's the guy, the coach.
Barone, yeah, yeah,
He's on. He's definitely going to be under some scrutiny here. This is the sign of a good coach is getting can you get your team over the hump to the end of the season? And he started out the season really well, and it's been a steady decline since the beginning of the season,
yep,
since halfway through the first part of the season, let's say. His roster is good enough to beat Torino. They've been underperforming now since mid December, let's say.
yeah.
Since really the couple back-to-back Napoli wins, they've been just it's patchy, inconsistent, and there's no reason for it. They have a good roster, they really do. And like I said today, they definitely outplayed Torino today for most of the game, but they
Yeah, I
lost.
mean their team is better
Yeah,
than Torino, and they were playing
yeah,
better than them. It's just like you should be defensively solid enough to handle that. Like especially 10 minutes left to go. These 3 points are crucial. Dropping 2 points is not going to do it for you. You're gonna definitely almost be out of the top four race. I mean,
yeah.
at this point, if the next couple games don't go well, they almost should just focus like all their attention on just qualifying for a European spot and putting everything into the Europa League basket because they face Bodo Glimt next. They should be beating Bodo Glimt. And I mean the teams that are left, Rangers, Bilbao, Lyon, Man U, Tottenham, and Frankfurt, like they can
Yeah.
compete with all those. I mean, Man U's totally weird team. They might have one great game and 10 bad ones. I mean, that's not a good team. Tottenham's good, Bilbao's good. Like, I mean, they can definitely
Manchester
win
U,
it.
Man U, Tottenham, Bilbao, and who's the other one? Bayern. Is it
Frankfurt's in there.
Frankfurt? Frankfurt. Okay, all those teams are absolutely beatable, and they all are weak to a team that is very organized and structured. My concern with Lazio is that they are not, and they've been very sloppy. I think their last Champions League game was, what was that? Is that the double red card game? Just absolute
Yep.
insanity. Verona needs to get this shit together, and there's veteran presences on that team. There's no excuse
Yeah, no.
for that behavior.
Yep.
So it's time to step it up, guys. There's you have a great opportunity to win to achieve some goals here. You can
Yeah,
win a
they don't
trophy in
seem
Europe.
mature. Like they seem
Yeah,
almost just like terrible analogy, but it almost seems like kids, right? They're almost just there's
yeah,
no like maturity, composure, or class, and we really need to see that settle down. Somebody's got to do it on the team. Got to happen, or
yeah.
else they're gonna just have like the same stuff. They'll win one, tie a couple, lose a couple, and their season's gonna fall apart.
Yeah. I think that Romagnoli is the captain. Pedro's there. I mean,
Yeah, they
it's
they got to play hard.
Zaccagni's a captain.
Yep.
Like these are veteran players.
Yeah.
You know, they need to step it up. A coach is definitely the most responsible, but your leaders also do set a tone, and if they're true leaders, um, they should be able to have an impact here. So it's not said and done yet. It's not don't stick a fork in them just yet. But
Right.
yeah, I'm always pulling from them to win. I don't think there's too many Lazio matches I've seen this year where I was ever hoping they would lose. I don't even think I cared if they beat Juventus or not this year.
Yeah. Right.
Um, I think the only one was Napoli because I knew that Napoli had a chance to win the scudetto. So those are the only ones, and like every time they're just disappointing me. So I can't imagine how like diehard Lazio fans feel watching their team. It's got to be so frustrating because you know damn well they have the ability to do it, and they're just not.
Yep. No, it's Lazio. We'll see what they do, but we were calling Palladino out for this about a month or two ago about hey,
Yeah,
you need to right this ship because things are going wrong, and if you don't turn it around, like all the positive things about Fiorentina and about his coaching are going to be going down the drain. He has righted the ship. We don't know how the next 8 games are going to go, but so far, I like what he's doing. There's a plan. It seems concise. The team seems compact again. So he's moving in the right direction. Lazio is moving the opposite. We'll see. This is what's going to prove, Barone's chops. We'll see who he does.
it really will.
Our last game, the biggest game of the
The
weekend.
best game.
It was the best game too. Definitely a tale of two halves as well.
Yeah.
As is always the case with Milan, you can almost guarantee under Conceição their first half is going to suck, and their second half they're going to either make a miracle comeback or they're going to come close and fail. And that's pretty much happened here. So 2-1, Napoli Milan. Wild game, especially in the second half. The first half, man, a quick goal from Politano that was pretty awesome. A nice little pass over the top, and
I love it. I like Politano. I don't understand why people don't like him. I know because he's Italian and he's not amazing. That he's the worst player in the world. But I mean,
Politano's always good. He's always good.
he
He's always
constantly steps
consistent.
up, dude. Yeah, he does. He steps up when he's needed.
Yeah,
He works his ass off,
his work
and
rate's
is he the most
fantastic.
yeah. Is he the most skilled guy ever? No, but you know what? He's better than people give him credit for, and there's a reason that every coach that's been there in the past since he's been there has started him. So,
He's a
it's just a difference.
workhorse who still
Yeah,
has quality,
yeah.
and he's super
He's
consistent. He plays the same every single game. He doesn't have these big swings up and down. So
And
that's
he's
good.
he's a real smart player too. He's in good spots. He makes good choices. He just sometimes lacks the skill to pull off what his brain wants him to.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Napoli missed having McTominay big time.
Oh
However,
yeah.
Anguissa and Gilmore still played their role. I thought Anguissa had a really good defensive game. I was happy to see that. He was playing very hard. He obviously couldn't
Yeah.
last the whole game, but those three in the middle played hard. They played feisty, but Napoli definitely could use McTominay back.
Oh, I think that game really highlighted McTominay's importance in general. Yeah, he's definitely one of the most important players on that team this
Yeah,
year. So
he's
yeah.
dynamic. He's physical. He puts in a defensive shift. He's a smart player too, and he just kind of gets on about his
Yes.
business. And he bangs and goes in it, and he's pretty crafty. I mean, he really does it all. He's like a better version of who's the Fiorentina guy, Mandragora. It's like a better version of
Oh
him. He's a jack of all trades, but just better all around.
yeah. I mean he plays hard, man. Yeah. I
Right,
think we
but
said
he
it a
doesn't
few
have
casts
weaknesses.
ago. No, he doesn't. And he never man. I'm sure he has at some point, but he never misses late runs into the box. He always picks that guy up, and it makes such a big difference on that side.
Milan always a tale of two halves. I mean, starting lineup. I don't know why every coach has such low brain IQ when they come to Milan. You're seeing
There's a
this
lot of bad
team,
coaches.
and everybody plays the 4-2-3-1. Guys, you have zero real D mids. Stop playing a 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
This formation is so bad for your team. You have Teo Hernandez, who is a good left back, bad defensively, and a world class wing back. Just play
Yep.
him. Play him as a wing back. You have Pavlovic, who's hyper aggressive, who in a back two, and we'll go over these goals a little bit, can be a hindrance, but in a back three could be a benefit. It's so easy, and and they just keep doing it. They were talking all week, because obviously I follow Milan stuff, about, oh, he tried out the three-man back line in defense all week. They were baiting it, and I knew it wasn't gonna hold. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
they start to line up, and they got 4-2-3-1, baby. And they're gonna
Yep.
start Joao Felix over Rafael, genius move, and
Yep.
Tammy Abraham, who never does anything for the start. He's only a good sub. It's just seems a disaster.
It's a. I think they have talent on the team.
Of
I
course,
just think it's very poorly built.
not a team.
There's no. It's not a team, and Conceição is. You're not going to yell at Leao and Teo to motivate them.
No, no.
And he's not intelligent enough tactically to figure these things out and survive in Serie A. So I mean, I didn't know much about Conceição, and then everyone told me he was like a mini Conte. Well, I mean, I don't. If that's all Conte is a grimace
Yeah,
and a bad
exactly.
attitude. I mean, come on, dude. Conte's an amazing tactician. He's won Napoli so many matches with tactical shifts at halftime and subs. So I don't see that really with Conceição, but
They're
I
they're
feel
they're
like
nothing similar. People just simplify it because like he's like very like animated on the touchline. But you know what?
yeah,
Everybody is these days. It's like a new thing. Like everybody is animated.
yeah,
Like people are whatchamacallit, Simone Inzaghi is wild in the set. Everybody's animated.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
He's
it's
the
not a
most
thing.
wild. Yeah,
Honestly, Conte
Conte's not
is
even that
like
crazy.
he's less crazy than some of these guys nowadays. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah. It's I think we should do a really long cast at the end of the year on Milan specifically because I don't
This
think they're that
team,
many
man.
pieces away, but like when your best players are like, I don't know, I don't really want to say it this way. Let me figure a nice way to put it. When you're
Just
when
say
you're
soft. You can say
prima
soft.
donnas,
Yeah, there you
they're
go.
they're,
There you
they're,
go.
they're prima donnas. Like what? Okay, you can have a couple of those on your team. They can't be the guys you hang your hat on, though, man. And they
That's
are
exactly right.
because when they play, when they actually decide to show up, the ball immediately goes in the net. It's like, dude, can't you just give like 20 minutes instead of 5?
The difference
I
though
mean,
is that
Napoli,
when they won something, they had class guys like Kyer, who was a steady Eddie guy. They had
yep,
Tonelli, Hessier, Benacer. You're talking about steady Eddies, real D mids who could
they had an
lock your
amazing
team down.
midfield.
You had confidence. Their midfield was really, honestly, a world class midfield. There's not many midfields better than that in the world at that time.
And who
Three
was a
top class
striker too?
players. Giroud,
Yeah,
classy
he's
player, a leader.
class. Yeah,
Ibrahimovic was coming on too. That's who you had. So when you have Teo and Leao, their personalities were not bigger than the team. Now they are. Like
yeah.
because you don't have anybody else in the team. There's no actual leaders. Pulisic, like he has a good personality, but I mean, like you can't just say, hey, you came in, you've been here for a year and a half. You're the leader man. He has a good mentality, but like, come on, man, you're not gonna out personality Layout and Teo. These guys are wild guys. Like you need a guy who
This
actually has
is
clout in this team, and nobody has it. Kyle Walker's not that guy.
this is an argument I have all the time. It's like I'd rather get one excellent player every year than 5 average ones.
Always.
I think you guys have been getting 5 average players for the past, like I would say, you guys like 2 years behind you. You guys have been getting 5 average players for the past what 3-4 years now, and you sold off all your excellent players. Like that midfield you just read off
It's
was
crazy.
excellent.
It's
That's an
crazy,
amazing midfield.
and it's so
Like
crazy.
that
Yeah.
kind of, that's what does it. And then you got to have an aged striker that knows what the hell he's doing. It's just it makes an actual proper experienced good center back. I mean, it was a night and day difference roster to roster.
Like
So it doesn't really you can change the coach a million times over. They're going to have
it's
the same
such an
issues.
easy thing to do too. I mean, and people say, "Oh, well, you're not on the inside. You don't really know how hard this." This is not hard. Milan's
No,
team, when they won the scudetto, yes, they were punching above their weight for sure. A lot of things were going right from the club atmosphere on down. Everybody was feeling it. It was a wonderful thing. However, you now had pieces. So what you do is you go by one or two promising players, and then one or two top class players, and you're done. That's it. You don't go revamp your team every year. You just keep enhancing the spots that need to be enhanced, and then you bring in a young, talented player to play behind an established player and to grow. That's it. That's what every big team does. Stop revamping your team, selling off your best players, and then trying to replace them with three guys. Like that's not how you build a team. And Milan is paying the price for that. And honestly, I am glad they're paying that price. I'm a Milan fan, and I wanted them to lose this game, and I'm okay with that. This is not Milan, and the worst they do right now, crazy enough, is better for Milan. Milan has to get broken down. They have to be tossed into the fire. Redbird needs to get out of this club, and the only way this happens is if they just lose money, and Jerry Cardinale sees this as a losing investment and sells the club. If they keep middling by, and if they do magically qualify for top four, same shit's gonna happen, and we're gonna be left with a passionless, soulless Milan for as long as people can stomach it, or as long as Cardinale is making money, which he's making it hand over fist. This team needs
yep.
to crack, or else we're just doomed. And honestly, Juve is very similar to a
I was
very
just gonna say that. I feel the same
passionless
exact
team.
way.
Like
Yeah.
you can't tell me, like I mean, as a Milan fan, you watch this team and you're inspired by this crap.
No.
This is not fun to
Well,
watch.
I think there's a lot of modern fans that probably don't give a crap, and they just like red and black colors. But if you're actually a fan of the club
Right.
and what made them great, and um, it's a bit cheesy and maybe a little bit pretentious, but there is something called the soul to a club, and that's why the Italian
100%.
clubs were so special. And those souls are rotten, corrupted, and completely died off. And in both of our clubs, Juve and Milan, I feel the same exact way. I mean, the better we do, the worse it is because we're not, this is totally soulless Juve, and it looks nothing like a Juventus team of the past. I don't even care if we win or not anymore. I don't watch the games with any
Oh.
sort of passion. I'm just watching, for science.
Yeah,
So
exactly. The more
yeah,
science, but seriously,
yeah,
it's like, and we're not far off with this, and people are finally starting to come around. we've been saying this for honestly a few years now, and
Mhm.
people are finally starting trying to catch on. Like even like on the Paramount stuff, it said they've been pretty inaccurate a lot of stuff, but like that Nigel Rio Coker guy, one of the only guys who actually played at a high level, on that panel, right? He was saying the same thing. He goes, "No, this club is not a few players away from it." He goes, "The problem is coming from the top down. It's the soul of the club is gone, and that's what needs to be revamped. It's not this player or that player." So even he was saying it. That's what's wrong with Milan. They need to re-Milanize this team, re-Italian this team, and get the soul back of this
Yeah.
club. Otherwise, this will never work, regardless of who owns you. So
Yeah, well, there's always a common argument from a lot of the plebeians, and they'll say, "Oh, well, I don't care what nationality someone is as long as they're good." Well, guys, we've been doing this now for how many decades with these clubs? You know, it does matter. It very clearly does matter. I mean, look at Inter. Inter's soul is still Italian. It gets corrupt over time, as it always does. But the reason they're the best team is because that's what they did. I mean, Napoli's playing more Italians this year than they ever have, and they're signing young Italians too to try to build for the future. This is correct. This is what needs to be done. Juve and Milan are two completely lost souls.
yeah,
They have no idea who they are as a club, and that's
it's
100%
it's totally
related
infectious. It
to
permeates down
yeah.
down the line entirely, and you're seeing it. Like, why are you seeing like guys who typically have good performances playing bad? Because that stuff is just permeating through the team.
Why are you signing average foreign players? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. They don't fit your culture or anything. It doesn't matter.
The only
Just
way it
get an
works
Italian.
to go like totally like foreign is if you have literally a super team. Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like Madrid, they're literally a super team. It doesn't matter. They can
yeah.
buy the best of the
Madrid's totally
best.
different.
It's different. They don't
Yeah,
play on the same rules.
yeah. They have a totally different set of rules, and that club has always been a club of prostitutes. That's what they're built on. I don't want to ever be that. And if I did, I would go watch them. That's not how Italian teams ever were. That's not how they're supposed. That's not how they work best. We don't have that kind of money to go do that, and I don't want that. I don't want to be that team.
No,
Like I
I
said, if
I
I
I don't,
wanted
I don't
to, I'd
want to
just
be
go
Madrid.
follow them.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
right.
I say it all the time. If I wanted to go watch a team who I just cared about winning, and this is a thing we talked about in the past. As an athlete, and when I'm playing, I just want to win. I don't care how. I don't care the way. As a fan, I do care. I do want my team to resemble what I actually love about it. Because otherwise, why am I watching? If I'm just watching for a win, then I'll go watch a different team. Like, because that's not all that matters to me. It is how it's done. It is like how the team is built, what they represent. Because when they win, it's special rather than just being a pointless win. So
Oh,
I don't know.
not to get philosophical, but there's a whole bunch of nihilism nowadays, and it's a shame. It's pretty destructive. But
It's,
I mean,
go ahead.
hey man, I was just glad to see Napoli come out swinging. I don't think anyone thought that Milan wouldn't come back. I think that
Yeah,
was
they
pretty
always do.
obvious. I mean, yeah, I mean that's the nice thing about the Conceição teams. That has really been his mark that he's put on there. That they do fight until the end,
Yeah,
but it's always sloppy without any direction, and they're always blowing the entire first half of a game. So I mean, that's totally unacceptable.
yeah.
Um, but it's I'm glad to see Lukaku get on the scoreboard. This guy gets shit on constantly. He's been one of the best strikers in Serie A. He's been a massive, massive focal point for Napoli all season. He's helped Conte establish and set the tone and deal with the team of a bunch of whining babies last year. And even at the beginning of the year, Conte was pissed. He was like, "What did I get myself into?" I mean, guys like Lukaku, McTominay, the guys he brought in, Buongiorno helped him set the tone for a team of people that were completely disoriented and jaded and whining. And he is one of the guys, and there's been multiple interviews with people about it, like people that will see Lukaku and what he's doing. I'm like, well, if he's doing this, I can too. That's what it takes. I don't think he gets enough credit for doing that. So I'm glad he got a goal to yesterday.
Conte deserves extra credit for also just something he's done throughout the whole season. He's probably, in my opinion, the best manager in the world at immediately developing a culture. Like, he
Yeah,
immediately instills a culture. We're year one, and honestly, it takes some coaches a good year or two or more to kind of truly build that. Instantaneously, within the first half of the season, he always develops a culture. Like, with this Napoli, how this Napoli team plays. You know that they're linked together. the style, they have identity, they have personality, and that's all set by Conte. He's the best at doing it. He's the fastest at doing it, and that's what they're all playing off of. So if you go, something I did want to talk about was the goals. My boy Pavlovic, I say that sarcastically. He's got all the heart in the world, but he should not be a two-man defender in a four-man back line. Both goals are mainly his fault. There's errors to go around, but he stepped up too far on goal one and did not read the run from Politano. On goal two, sloppy play from Fofana when Napoli won the goal back. He steps up very, very prematurely when he should have just shadowed and kind of shepherded the ball. And then you have Gabbia and Pavlovic marking Lukaku. And Pavlovic just decides to not run with him and try to play some weird offside trap. Just mark the man. It's so just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. He's just not a smart defender, and he's right next to Gabbia. Like,
This guy should never be on Milan.
I do have to
He
figure
should
out how
never
to
be on
play
Milan.
do screenshots because I just had to show these
Yeah.
screenshots.
These there, and I feel the same way about I think 75% of the team, the Juventus team. But like when I see guys like that, there's no reason he should ever be on this team.
No, like
He might be your best option based on the others. I don't even care, or not. It's hard to even compare those turds. Like this guy would never be on the team in years past.
no,
Never.
no, he wouldn't. It's like the thing is like he'll play well for like 70 minutes and he'll make a bunch of strong plays. He'll be very dominant for a long time, and then he will just have brain farts two, three, four times, and half of them are always leading to big chances or goals, and you just can't take that
He's
because against good teams they're gonna bury.
he's very similar to the guy you loaned us, Kalulu. Kalulu makes big, strong challenge, makes really good forward run, then completely whiffs on defense and costs us a goal. And everyone's like, "Oh man, he played such a stick game." It's like, dude, he cost us like 2 goals. Oh, but it's a stick slide tackle he had. It went boom and made a
Yeah,
big noise.
yeah,
Okay, he cost us 2 goals.
right. No,
What? It's I hear he seems very because Paul it's like you see him like take these big kicks with his powerful leg strength. It's like, oh, nice job, but good, yeah, someone's taking a shot. This is nice, or he makes it like a hard challenge. You're like, oh, that was a nice challenge, and then you're like, oh, what a stupid player. I guess the other team's just going to score now.
yeah.
So it's like, what's his job? His job is to defend. Come on, man. And it's not. It doesn't make his life any easier being next to Teo. I'll tell you that.
No, 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 no. But that's the one thing. He just needs to be in a three man, and he'd be totally serviceable rather than being atrocious in a two man.
I think that solves a lot of problems in general for a lot of teams.
Big time. Moving forward into the second half, which this was a bigger game, we kind of break down a little bit. Of course, the game changed the second that Leao came on. Him and Teo were by far the impact that they needed because every single attack came off their side. The goal came off their side. I mean, that was basically all those two. All of a sudden, Teo starts playing once Leao comes on because he knows he's got somebody he can work with. It's amazing
Yeah.
how much different it is. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
what's Felix gonna do, man? I mean, he,
I
he
mean,
can't do
especially
anything.
in a team like this, I think Felix is another luxury piece. Right? I think you put him on a team that's just high flying and he can do some fancy stuff and he's crafty, creative, has good skills, but he's not going to get you like grind you out a win, especially in a tough moment for a team. So yeah, Leao and Teo, hate him, love him, whatever. I mean, they are still the impact players for Milan. Yes, Pulisic and Reinders, but even though they were off, but Leao and Teo are still doing it. So that was big. The penalty. Do you see like the debates about
Oh
this?
yeah.
What do
No,
you
I
think
didn't see the
about it?
debates. What was the debate?
The debate
Well,
is
I
that Pulisic should have taken the penalty because he's got an amazing record. He's only missed one in his whole career, and then he let Jimenez take it. But Pulisic probably he didn't feel confident about it, so he gave it to Jimenez. And
what's the debate?
people are knocking it, saying, "Well, you're a leader. You're supposed to take that and show how good of a leader you are." I'm like,
What
I
the hell
kind
do
of
people know?
disagree entirely. I kind of say, look, if he didn't feel confident in that moment, which he always does, he always wants to take it. If he didn't feel right, why the hell would he take it?
Who knows if that was even the reason? Okay, maybe he just wanted Jimenez to start to get a goal to get his confidence back up too, because he's been struggling. He started out well, and he's caught the Milan bug. I thought you're gonna meant about the penalty. I thought
The
I
penalty
don't
was
see any
junk. The
controversy.
penalty was junk because if you look at what happens, Teo Hernandez runs in front of Billing and
Slows down and
shoves
puts his
his
leg into
leg
him.
in
Yeah,
between his leg, and they called that as a
he
penalty.
is such a bitch. Oh my god, I
That's
can't stand
cheating.
this guy.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cheating. Like that's
That's
all
what
it
that's what
is
I
cheating, and
that's what I
they
thought you
should
were
yellow
asking.
card him. No, that
Yeah,
that was to me obvious. I know people think no, but if you really look
not
at
people are
it,
dumb. Yeah,
that was
no, that was
totally cheating.
yeah, that was disgusting. I
Yeah.
I can't stand this guy. He does this like every fucking game.
It's not just him. It's look at almost
No,
every
I
game.
know.
These
He's one
guys
of the he's
cheat
yeah.
nonstop.
They don't even try to make a play.
No.
They just play for the foul.
Every
It's
week we talk
pathetic,
about
dude.
this. Like every week we talk about this, and it's not
We
with
need
Teo. It's
to.
with other people. It's just
We
crazy.
should talk about it every week. It's a major problem, and the culture has to change because not only that the players think this way, but the
The
referees enable
refs,
it,
they
and the
called
fans
it.
support
The
it.
refs
The
called it.
fans don't care either. You got fans crying about this and that, like, oh my god, I can't believe you did it. I'm like, dude, shut up,
Yeah.
shut up.
No, it's
It's a
this.
total freaking cheat move
The
all day long.
players will fall in line if the refs just stop calling it.
Yes, I agree.
They will fall in line. Whereas they're going to keep exploiting this. They're going to keep cheating if you're going to allow the cheating to transpire. So that's my take on the penalty. As far as the Pulisic thing,
Who
he
cares?
didn't want to take it. Go pass it off. It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with him being a leader. Okay, this is just it's so
Oh,
overblown.
that could be a
So
solid leadership
overblown.
move too. Like leaders don't say my ball, I'm kicking it. They don't do that
Yeah,
all the time.
exactly.
Sometimes they give so you don't know what you're talking about. That's your thing.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with the move. You got to
same.
put the ball in the net.
Yeah, it
I
is
mean,
what it is, man. I mean,
yeah.
it is what it
You're
is.
always an idiot in hindsight, right? You know, you're
Right.
always an idiot when the guy misses. The
And then
ball goes in the
if
net
he
and he gets on
buries
a
it,
scoring charge.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got a goal. I'm getting pumped. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then he's a genius and a great leader. What a great leader.
Yeah.
What foresight to see that. Just shut up.
I think yeah, exactly. I think totally opposite than most people, but I guess that's kind of the last little bit, a very very shaky last bit, but you're gonna expect
Very
that.
shaky.
Milan has a ton of quality, they really do. It's a terrible team, but individually these guys have quality, so they're gonna put you under pressure when they actually want to try, and you know they're in desperation mode when Pavlovic becomes your bonus attacker, and
Yeah.
it
Oh,
happens every game now. They go
yeah.
behind the last 20 minutes. Pavlovic is playing like midfield slash striker. It's like, oh my god, this is what I'm seeing this again. it's
Dude,
it's
man,
just
you know,
funny. It's got to be a meme at this point. We're like, oh, Milan must be losing and trying to make a miraculous comeback. Here comes Pavlovic. It's just dumb.
well,
I just had to say it.
that's what I will give him credit for. He's at least trying.
Oh, he tries his
He's
ass
out
off.
there.
No, you can't fault that guy
Yeah,
for trying.
he's at
He
least
tries his ass
trying,
off.
man. I mean, the
Yeah.
other guys don't know what the hell's going on. Like Chuk Woozy, man, what the hell's he doing,
He
dude?
was actually okay when he
You
came
know,
on. He was okay.
he's
He's
just
not a good
hacking.
player.
He's just hacking random balls in the box, dude. There's no rhyme or reason. He's just hacking them in there, dude. Come on, dude. What are you
No,
doing?
he should have never been bought, but I mean, yeah, he wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, hey, I'm really glad that the game went that way. I was,
same.
you know, Neris is back. He was very missed. I don't think he's at 100% still, but that's good. Buongiorno's definitely back now. He's playing excellent again.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like Spinazzola out there instead of Oliveira, but Oliveira fought pretty hard, but he did get turned around a few times. I don't think he offers a little more defensively, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
mean
it's
his side was pretty stout. Honestly, it was the right
well,
side that was getting dominated
yeah,
once Leao and Teo came
it
on.
was.
That side was getting beaten up.
I prefer this. I prefer Spinazzola. He's been playing. I think he's been playing really, really well.
Oh, no, Spinazzola is a lot better. However,
Yeah.
in a lockdown situation,
Yeah,
I'd
I would
probably
bring
take
Oliveira on
Oliveira.
late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd bring Oliveira on late.
When
I
you
don't
saw
know.
the
Yeah.
Italians in the second half were coming from Milan's left, which would be Nabi's right. So, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, Di Lorenzo and yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and now Napoli, similar to Inter, as soon as the subs start coming on, it starts breaking down, and it's hard because these
yeah.
guys can't play 90 minutes, especially the way they play. They run hard, they press hard, they run. They need to have a little bit of depth, and they don't, and it's not good.
Well,
They're
definitely best
definitely
game
hurt. Well, it's
of the
fun to
week.
watch.
It's two teams that we usually delve in pretty deep with, so that was
Yeah.
a fun one to kind of break down. Let's move into the week 31 preview. And
Yeah.
we'll kind of see it's honestly is
Ooh.
a ton of big games next week too. Genoa
Are we
Udinese
keeping track of our predictions
of our
here?
predictions. No, we're
Yeah,
not.
should we? You want to write them down?
Nah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
What we'll
All right.
do is when we're wrong, but like then we'll say, oh yeah, I was totally thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah. I like
People
that. Yeah.
can go back if they want to press us.
Yeah,
But
we could do hindsight too.
yeah, we're great at it.
Everyone else gets to. Yeah.
Genoa Udinese. I'm gonna say a draw.
Yeah, I think 1-1.
These teams are very
And
similar.
I think that's both these teams' destiny.
Monza, Como. I'm gonna still say it, even though Como is definitely gonna win this game. I'm gonna go. Monza's gonna get their first win because I'm gonna predict it every week until one of it's true, and then
Oh,
I'll be
they
a
won
genius.
already.
Monza's
They
first
went.
win in a long time, right? When's the last time they won?
It's been a long time. When was the last time Monza won?
I
Let's
don't know.
see. No, oh yeah, no, they didn't. They drew. I think
Monza's
they won recently.
really bad.
They're there. They have how many
I
wins?
don't know their last.
They have 2 wins. Okay, they've
They
won
have two
two
wins. There
matches.
you go. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Oh
amazing.
boy. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going 2-0 Como, but yeah, I
All
can see.
right, I'll go
You
two
never
one
know.
Monza, even though I think it's gonna be the opposite.
Yeah.
Inter Parma. I don't think this is going to be a very hard game for Inter. Parma is not as scrappy of a team as some other teams out there. I think Inter wins this one.
Yeah, 3-1 Inter.
Yeah, something like that. First big game of the weekend: Milan Fiorentina. If it is a win for Fiorentina or a tie, I think that officially would end Milan's even outside chance of top four. So and I'm all for it. So I don't know what's gonna happen this game. It's at home. It's at Milan. I'm gonna go Fiorentina does win this one. I'm gonna say a very close one again, 2-1.
That was gonna be my exact prediction, so I'm gonna stick with that too. I think Fiorentina's taking it 2-1.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, I think 2-1. But Lecce versus Venezia.
Oh man,
Yeah, what
are you
a
gonna watch this one?
no.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
either.
watch this one. However, they are both low in the table, and Venezia is 5 points
This would be a
back
good match.
from Lecce. If they beat them,
Be a good
they're two
match.
points back. They can fight for it. So it's actually means something to those teams for sure.
I think Lecce wins 2-0.
And ends Venezia's chance, huh?
Yes.
All right, Empoli, Cagliari.
Lecce has some games where they look pretty darn good.
They do. I think they're a better team overall. So
Venezia
I'll say
fights
Lecce
hard.
wins too. I think
Yeah,
Lecce
Venezia
wins.
fights hard with everybody, but yeah, I think Lecce wins.
Empoli, Cagliari.
Yeah. Ooh, Empoli's gonna win. Cagliari's they're feeling pretty cocky after that massive blowout there, and that's gonna be too much confidence for that team to handle. So Empoli's gonna come back and get him. Plus, Empoli's been looking a lot better in recent
They
matches.
have been.
I
Yep.
think they're more organized and composed at the back now. So yeah, I think you're gonna see an Empoli victory. I'm gonna go 1-0, baby.
1-1 draw is my prediction.
Ooh, oh.
Torino, Verona. I'm gonna go 1-0 Torino. Maybe 2-0.
Yeah, I was going 2-1, 2-1 Torino.
All right, the last three games are all big games. Atalanta, Lazio. Two teams
Ah,
losing form, and they desperately need a win. So the naturally, what will happen in Serie A is they're going to draw, and they're both going to fail. But
yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Is the
Well,
team
I
going to
think
come
it's
away with it?
1-1. I think it's
I
1-1.
agree. I think they actually will draw, and it's going to kill both teams. It's going to
Yep.
kill Atalanta's like now a very outside chance of scudetto, and it's going to essentially end Lazio's top four chance.
Yep.
I think that this is going to be a killer week for both teams to draw.
Yep.
Roma, Juve.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Roma doesn't have Dybala, and they're going to really need him
Yep.
for this game. Dybala is. I think they can get through some of the smaller sides. I don't think they're going to get through even a struggling,
But
very
Juve
average
has look at
Juventus.
that back line though. They
It's
have
terrible.
Vega, Kalulu, and Kelly. I think Roma is still. I think Roma has a shot here. I know Juve can play compact, and I have a feeling Tudor's going to do it. I don't want to see it because I want to see Roma take this one. Um,
I mean, if you look at the midfields, I think Kone and Paredes are a better midfield than Locatelli, Thuram. It's close, but I think that's a better midfield.
it is close. Yeah,
The attack, I think Roma has a better attack. I think Dalbec and
I
Sule and Baldanzi are young, and that's arguable. I mean,
it's
they're both they're,
arguable. You
they're
got
really young.
Yildiz, Vlahovic, Colomwani, Conceição. I don't know. It's pretty arguable. If not Juve
Heck,
better, when you add
Vlahovic is
Dybala,
dude. Vlahovic has not been good.
I know.
He's been terrible. Kolomuani has not been good. Hoop Miners has been horrible. Conceição, he's okay. So it's all about Yildiz. If Yildiz plays like he did last week, yeah, sure,
I think
maybe.
Juve has similar, if not better, attack if Dybala's not there. If Dybala's there, I think Roma has a better attack by far.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
think
no, no
he's
doubt.
that important, and it's going to be killer
He
not
is.
having him there. I'm unfortunately I'm gonna predict a draw. I would like to see Roma pull this off 2-1, um, but my mind says 1-1 draw.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 1-1 as well. Yeah.
All right, the last one here.
Oh God, I
Two,
hate this game.
two in form, or I guess Napoli's trying to get in form, and Bologna has been in form. Napoli, Bologna.
I hate when Napoli has to play teams like this.
Yep, Bologna
I'm
5 wins in a row,
scared. Yeah.
equal to the form of Roma right now. 5 wins in their past five. Bologna.
Red hot, wild team. I don't like it.
Same here.
I don't like it for Napoli. That's what I mean because
No, that's what I mean.
Napoli's.
I don't like. I think
Yeah.
Inter's might pull ahead here, and I fear this may be the nail in the coffin for
Yeah.
Napoli. If because my gut's telling me again tie. I think a lot of these big matches are going to end up in ties.
I think this is a 2-2 game. I actually think it's 2-2.
I am hoping though. I'm gonna go out on a limb
Come
here.
on, do it.
I'm gonna say
2-1
Napoli
maybe.
can do it. I think Napoli can upset Bologna's awesome streak here and be the team to end it and finally actually make their real push.
Yeah.
Do they have McTominay back? Was he out with
I
yellows or with
don't
an
know.
injury?
I don't know. Um, I have no idea.
Let me see. He got an injury, late scratch from Milan clash, unavailable. Let me see what he has. Gotta see his injury update here. Oh, because he got it during. See. Yeah, I'm not sure. It just said that he was. Oh no, he should be okay. He's out due to the flu, so he should be back because
Okay.
it looks like it just
Yeah.
happened recently. So it was down. So
Good.
he'll probably be back for this game.
Yeah. They'll need him for this one. I think.
Yep. Yeah, definitely because I think it's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
they
low
can beat
scoring
him.
game with them.
They can beat him, but Bologna's been red hot. So
Yeah, 5 wins in a row, man. It's no team's got better form besides Roma. This has sustained it longer.
yeah.
So this is
Yep.
a huge week. A lot of implications. I'm hoping a couple of those ones that I predicted in draws don't go that way, but I feel a lot of it's going to go that way. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do a points recap and then round it out. Inter 67, Napoli 64, Atalanta 58. They are now 6 points off the top with two losses
Ooh.
in their past two games. The last 2 weeks have killed Atalanta.
Yep.
Bologna 56. They're only 2 points away from third place. Now that's crazy. Juve 55. So now we have a whole new thing happening where third, fourth, and fifth are now within one game of each other, whereas third, Atalanta was away from the pack. Now they're in the pack, which is crazy because there is a world where they fall out of top four.
Roma and Lazio are tied on points. I remember a lot of Lazio fans making fun of the Roma fans
Yeah, Roma
beginning of the
Lazio
season. This
52
is why
52.
I know, let's let the season play out, guys. A lot of things can happen. So
Yeah, don't
act like
count
you've
your
been there
eggs before they
before.
hatch, right?
Yeah.
Don't count the chickens before they hatch, whatever the
Yes.
saying is.
Chickens. Yeah, chickens, I believe.
Yeah, don't count the
Or
chickens before they
or
hatch.
velociraptors too.
Oh, there you
Some
go.
not all of them, not all of those hatched, as we've learned.
Roma and Lazio 52, Fiorentina 51, Milan 47. So now they
Oh.
are 2 games
Ooh.
behind eighth place. So I think that did it. I think Milan's late push is done. They would have to entirely win out, and all the teams above them have to fail. So I think that ends it. This next week, if Fiorentina does beat them, that will officially end it. So this is a huge week. I'll be watching a lot of these games.
Yeah, I'd love to pile it on Milan too, because I want to see Fiorentina get up in that mix for the European spot,
Yeah.
as well. So that's a game I really don't want to be a tie.
No, I know. Yeah, it does
Mm,
doesn't. Tie is terrible. Tie just screws both teams over.
Okay.
So um,
Yep.
that's it. It's a really crazy table right now. I can't believe Atalanta has joined the lower pack. I mean, crazy. There is a world they slide out of top four.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Crazy,
Absolutely.
crazy.
This is Gasperini, man. What you doing?
Yeah.
He's got his eyes on another club now, and he's letting it slip
Mm-hmm.
away. It's like, man, you're
Stay focused,
what a
buddy.
bummer. Yeah, I mean, dude, you have it's kind of
Team's
odd that
good.
he's doing that.
Team's good too.
He's got a good team. They have good depth. Like they're well built, and if he goes to Roma, I mean, how big of a jump up is that really?
It's not an upgrade at all as far as like the actual talent on the field. It's really not. It's an upgrade
Right.
in history for sure. It's an upgrade in like
See?
environment and I think fan pressure. That's it.
Well, does Gasperini want more fan pressure? I mean,
I don't know. I think he definitely wants a more prestigious job, and Roma is a more prestigious club. I think that that's what he wants. He's either going to stay there and something's going to work out, or he has to jump from a more prestigious club.
And
And
he's
in
got
Italy,
Champions League football next year. I mean,
yeah, I mean, as
again.
of now, but look at his options. So, like, I mean, Inter's not going to second Inzaghi. He's definitely
No,
did
he
well
already did.
enough.
He already failed at Inter anyway. They're not going to bring him back.
Napoli may lose Conte. We'll see. I mean, Gasperini could possibly end up at Napoli. Could end up at Juve. Could end up at Roma. Could end up at Milan. Like, there's a lot of teams that are up
Yeah.
on the like prestige radar that he could go to. So we'll see.
Yeah, if that's where he goes, I think it's good. I know Roma is a step up, but
I
I
just
think
don't
he's
think
got
he's gonna
such a
do
good
well
thing
there.
built here.
Yeah,
No, I don't either. I think he's got such a good thing built here. And the I guess the roster kind of has players that suit his style already, though, too. So it's okay. But I mean, he's just got such a good thing. I don't know why he'd want to change it up
same
at
here.
this point, unless he's going to take a true step up
If he
to like
left,
a power.
what club do you think he would do best at?
Of the ones you just mentioned, I think Napoli is a good option. I think they got a lot of they have a lot of good players there. Um,
I think if they gave him free reign or mainly free reign, which they wouldn't, I think he would do best at Milan because Gasperini literally is Moneyball. He
oh,
literally
you're right.
makes money for your team. He I don't. But the problem is the management at Milan is so control freak heavy that they won't give him control. But if they did, he's gonna just make you money hand over fist. He's gonna develop young guys. He's gonna sell them on for asinine prices, and then they're gonna go fail somewhere else because he's great at developing
Yeah.
people in his system. That is Moneyball. Like if you want a guy to make you
No, you're
cash,
right.
Gasperini's the guy. I mean, so that's really who Milan
He's
should get for their current red turd management. So
he's been really good. So after Sartori left, there was a question if Gasperini could do it, and I mean
yeah,
he's really good at identifying talent. I mean he has polished so many turds. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
he
And
everybody plays better under him, as most people do.
yeah, no, yeah, I absolutely. I'd say
Crazy.
90% chance that you're gonna have you're gonna play your best under him,
Yeah,
and that's a sign
and
of a
he's
good
gonna
coach
sell
and a
you
good
off for a
identifier of talent.
massive profit, just exactly
Yeah,
what Redbird wants. See, Redbird wants to take some
yeah,
child, sell him for 70 mil, and move on. So he is the ideal choice for
yeah.
Moneyball. So
I mean, you're right. I think that is the best choice.
all right, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys for joining, whoever is watching this far, and we will be back next week with another weekly review. As always, thank you for watching and Forza Calcio. Ciao.
Yeah.